Hey guys, how's it going? Nick here. So recently I got asked a question. If I was to start all over and I had less than $1,000, how would I do it? How would I get into FBA with $1,000 or less? So just for the sake of argument, I'm going to take $1,000 as the play money that we have, and I'm gonna run through a couple of scenarios. So number one is I would still probably do the analysis that I described in my other video, how I choose products, and it would probably still be the same kind of criteria, maybe something a little bit safer. But the two biggest things that I would say is probably I would look alternative FBM, so fulfilled by merchant instead of fulfilled by Amazon, and I would probably look for local suppliers instead of Chinese suppliers, because a lot of times I think people go straight to Alibaba and they don't realize that there's a lot of US and Canadian and even down south, like South American factories that you can find that you can actually get really good quality products for maybe around the same price, maybe a little bit more expensive. But if we have $1,000, we're looking at, let's say we'll go with the FBM model where we're gonna order product from China and then we're going to ship it over by sea, right? And it has to be FBM, I think, because FBA eats up a lot of the profit, and it's gonna be hard to distribute it to three or even to one warehouse. Like these are just things that eat up your bottom line revenue that you can later on invest into FBA. So first you got to build up capital. Also, another thing, just as a side note, I would consider drop shipping. Drop shipping takes almost no upfront capital, just some advertising budget, maybe learning how WordPress works, so you can set up a website and drive traffic to it. It's kind of selling your private label, except you're selling someone else's product, and you're getting a cut from every unit that you sell via your marketing efforts. So I would strongly consider dropshipping because it's literally one step away from Amazon FBA, and it's a lot easier and faster to start. So you're just advertising someone else's products, and the person that you're advertising it on behalf of, they fulfill it. So that would be an option to explore. But let's say you want to go straight into private label. I want to sell it on Amazon. Let's say we look at a product. So you have to make sure that the unit is anywhere between 50 cents to $1. So you're looking for something small, so definitely less than a pound. You're looking for something fairly cheap and easy to make. So 50 cents to $1 per unit is your cost, because that way we can spend about $700, and that's like max. So let's say we spend $500. Let's say we leave 200 for safety. That's about 500 to 1,000 units each, and that leaves us $500 for freight, of which I think it's more realistic that you will receive it at port, and you might have to figure out. So if it's just shipping and it's something small, so let's say just like less than a cubic meter, because we're not really dealing with a lot of product here, you're probably going to look anywhere between $200 to $300 for sea freight. I'd say probably even less. It's about a fair price for cubic meter, or for sea freight is about $50 for cubic meter. That's the estimate, the price that I got. So $50 to $100, and that's an estimate that I got from my mastermind of guys that were much more experienced and did this for a decade. So that's kind of the estimate that I go by. So let's say it's 1 cubic meter. It's anywhere between $50 and $100. Maybe you will, you'll work with a freight forwarder that will want to, you know, um, they'll probably want to charge you a little bit more just so they make profit. So maybe let's say $150. So that leaves us with about $400. Then you have to pay after sea shipping. You either have to do your own documentation at port to get through customs, or you pay someone else to do it for you. It could be anywhere between $50 and upward of that. Could be like $100, $200. And then we're looking at trucking. Now it's going to be very helpful if you live closer to a port city, so like LA on the west side, New York, and New Jersey port on the east side. Those are big ones. Now let's say you live in Central. It might be worth to drive out and get it, or you could probably perhaps find some sort of UPS deal work out, or tracking company, or trucking company that will deliver it to you. But you definitely want to go with FBM, because like I said, FBA will eat up a lot of your profits, because if you have, let's say, 500 units, you paid about $1 each, and you sell them for $10, that's you're more than doubling. So now you have, but when you sell all of those, you're gonna have probably more than double the money that you've put in, probably triple, quadruple. So now you have $4,000-$5,000 to play with. Now we can get to FBA and you can actually start managing it. But on the offset, I would probably focus on quality of the product, but make it small. So make it weight very little, and don't pay more than like anywhere between $1 and $2. Like I said, 50 cents, but anywhere between $1 and $2 is what you want to pay per unit. That's gonna take some research on your part on Alibaba, and some creative freight forwarding route investigation. But like I said, investigate drop shipping. I think it's a good place to start. I think a lot of people that are in FBA now started with no money doing drop shipping. I just happened to have a business before, a brick and mortar business, that I ended up selling this year, and my profits from last year is how I funded this venture originally. So best of luck. I hope it works out. Let me know if there is anything that I need to clarify, and yeah, take it easy.